A woman contacted me saying that she had some amps that had belonged to her dad, and if I could take a look and let her know what they were worth, etc. And I said, sure. One was a crate PA amp from probably 1980. It was not worth anything. One was a custom little solid-state combo that's not worth anything. But this one is a near mint condition 76 twin that looks to be all original. Now, it came in missing one of the 6L6s, which is a shame, because if these tubes are still good from 76, these are very good quality tubes. And you cannot buy 6L6s that good anymore, if these are still good. What I will do for test purposes is I will pull this one and put a pair of current production 6L6s in there, and know that it'll still be okay from this side to this side. It should even out. I'll make sure that's matched. If she wants a restoration, I will take these 3 tubes to my buddies over Tube Depot and have them measured and find a 6L6 which will match the other 3, or at least match a pair. It's got all original caps that are still in good condition. I imagine this amp has not been played very much at all. I'm going to power this up slowly with a variac to make sure these caps are good. Normally, I would say this needs recap regardless of the condition of these 1976 caps. But all I need to do right now is verify that the amp is safe to sell and playable. So that's probably going to be a decision of the next owner. As you can see, everything is absolutely stock, including the good old-fashioned 70s CBS era white spaghetti wiring. Odds are this amp is going to work just fine, aside from that missing 6L6, and that I'll be able to say, yes, this is absolutely safe to sell and playable. She may need to buy a pair of 6L6s to make it to the point where someone can play it, or I can just give her a letter saying that with the correct output tubes and the bias set, the amp is playable. I will confirm all this with some measurements and playing and all that fun stuff. But these are very good sounding amps. I know the 76 is not held in the same esteem as the pre-70, but these are good sounding amps, and hopefully this one still is. Well, the mystery of that missing 6L6 has been solved. There's a black plastic key pin wedged in here. You can see the little, sorry, the autofocus is fighting me. There's a little notch here where it should go between pins 1 and 8, and someone installed the tube back in wedged firmly with that keyway in between 7 and 8, and it snapped off, which is probably for the best, because if they powered it up with the tube in it like that, bad things would have happened. So someone made a mistake at some point in the past, but we've all done variations on that mistake, haven't we? All right, after powering the amp up slowly with the variac over the course of about 45 minutes, everything's fine. It's idling at 27 on the bias, 27%, which is on the cold side of things, which is typical for this bias circuit if it's not tweaked. So that channel's fine. V2 is a little bit microphonic. It seems to be the old shielded wire, not the tube. It's got all original tubes, aside from that one damaged 6L6. sucks on these things. The reverb's got a squeal if I turn the pot up, but I have the tank disconnected. So let me hook up a tank real quick just to confirm that it is working other than that. So the reverb is working. But if I turn the level up too much, it oscillates. Now this is not the amp, the tank that came with the amp. I'll test that as well. But it is the same type as my test tank. So that needs to be fixed. But again, I'm not fixing this amp, I'm evaluating it. And it is certainly safe to sell like this. Let's test the tremolo real quick while I've got it. Where's my little tremolo thingy? Here it is. Alright, so this amp is more than safe to sell. It sounds pretty good. The filter caps that are in this are all original. I imagine this amp has had very little playing time. If it was my amp, I would do it within the year. I would certainly have it recapped within 5 years, just to make sure that nothing else goes wrong. And that reverb squeal could likely be a problem in the shared cathode for the reverb and dry mixer stage. If that cathode bypass cap starts to go wrong, you can get that kind of squeal. If the amp comes back to me for repair, I'll tell you what it actually was. So the amp is safe to sell. It's just going to need a new pair of 6L6s, or if the owner is willing to pay for it, I'll take the remaining 6L6s to the tube depot and have them match a new production tube to fit into the set. So, I think this is a very promising amp, even with slight flaws.